Day two, how are things looking so far?
Day two was great. First practice went really well, putting in a lot of our concepts, our defensive foundation and principles we're putting in, and the guys are spirited, tons of energy, so we're having a good time.
You guys went 5-on-5 last night. How did that go? How did Z look in that?
It was impressive to see our group together. Z looked amazing. His strength, his speed. He dominated the scrimmage pretty much, and then he did a good job of looking for his teammates.
So you said he dominated. What really stood out to you what he was able to do?
What stood out the most is his force. More than anything, he got down the floor quickly. When he caught the ball, he made quick decisions, whether it was scoring, finding a teammate. It was really impressive to see.
Did that surprise you at all, coming off of a guy who hadn't really played intense 5-on-5 in so long?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised, just in the sense that, he and I have talked about him being on the floor is something that we all know he can do. When he touches the floor, he changes the game. Maybe surprised in the fact that he was as sharp as he was. But it'll continue to be a progression. I'm sure he'll have some days where he looks great, and he'll have some days where he looks good. But last night, it was impressive.
And do you run starting lineups in those, or do you mix and match? Like how do you run those? How do you run that scrimmage in terms of lineups?
First night was just we put pretty much what we believe to be maybe our starters together. We'll see how it looks and keep building from there. Tonight we'll mix it up a little bit.
Right now, are you telling Zion, don't try to rip the rim down every time, or it's just like let him go, do whatever?
No. You gotta let him play. So that's a part of his game, is ripping the rim down. And when he has those opportunities, he'll do it. If not, he'll make the right plays from there.
How up-tempo do you want to play this year? But I know that was a big emphasis last year. A lot of guys who do that well. How much is that an emphasis this year?
We definitely like to play up-tempo. Looking at the numbers, analytics department has done a great job. It's where we're at our best. We're one of the top teams in the league in the first 8 seconds. So we want to try to create more of those opportunities. And then when the game slows down, we want to be balanced enough to be able to execute down the stretch.
How much does it help how good of a rebounding team you are, and now you're adding Zion too, as far as being able to run that way?
I think it's a tremendous help. Rebounding is something, like you said, we do well. We want to continue to do that, especially with the new rules, the take foul rule. So offensive rebounding will be important, and it'll just add to layers of what our team can do.
Willie, Chris said the other day that y'all are treating training camp and preseason as one thing. With everything being so condensed, have y'all kind of tweaked your approach to these 2 weeks?
No, it's camp. All of preseason is an opportunity for us to get better. It's an opportunity for us to put in all of our concepts, our foundation, and we want to get off to an early start this season. So we'll look at all of preseason as camp for us.
Was there any moment last night for Z where like a certain play or anything where it just kind of had to step back and just wow?
For me or for him?
For you.
It's always a wow moment in the sense that his size, his strength, his ability, his talent. It's a privilege and a blessing to be able to be on the floor and see him do what he does. And we're all excited that he gets an opportunity to come in and just play basketball. He's been missing the game for about a little over a year, and so, we want to keep that momentum going.
Was everybody able to go last night in terms of outside of Kyra? Was everybody able to go 5-on-5?
No, not Billy. Billy had a tweak in his hamstring, still working on that, but we'll see how he feels.
I know you really liked last year that size of Jackson and JV playing together in the front court. With Z and JV being those guys now, how do you expect that to change, and what do you want to see with those two guys playing together defensively?
I still think it's, those guys are across the board. We have good size coming out. Z and Jonas both will create mismatches in the post or on the perimeter for Z. And defensively, those are the things that we're working on. How we want to guard and pick and roll, and then making sure we force teams to take non-paint contested twos. All right. Thank you.
Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
He said some stuff.
Hammer showed up.
It's not for me to hold? No. I got you.
So just what was it like just getting out there and running around with the guys last night, being able to play in a scrimmage environment?
It was a lot of fun, you know. First time having everybody back, all the Euros and Z, as well as all the older guys. And, you know, it was a lot of fun, you know, building our team chemistry right now, just getting prepared for the season.
How were some of those? I mean, how did Z look last night? How did things look with getting everybody back together?
Strong. Very, very strong. And also ready to play. I will say that. But, yeah, that's all I have to say.
Was there any play or any moment that you were like, oh yeah, he's back?
Yeah, so basically, Najee was guarding him, and he bumped me, and he bumped Najee. I came over to rotate, and Najee bumped me out the lane. So he pushed one man, and the other man pushed me to the outside the lane. So I say he's back.
So it was Najee who had the unfortunate job of dealing with that most of the scrimmage.
I mean, it's a full team effort, but for the most part, Najee was the first guy. Yeah.
And just how much does this present change things for you guys? Just what he's able to bring.
Oh no, it makes such a big difference. I mean, everybody has to help because one man isn't stopping him. You have to bring a whole team to stop him, and you know it helps me a lot because I'll be able to get a lot of open shots and play off of closeouts. You know, find him as well. It's gonna be really nice.
How did you feel out there, just being able to get back and work with that unit?
Good. I mean, it was always good to get 5-on-5 action in. You know, a lot of times in the off season you don't get as much in, and you know, earlier in the season that's when you get your 5-on-5 action, get back into shape. You know.
I saw you. I mean, I know you've worked on the 4-point range at that line before.
Yeah.
How more important is it going to be spacing-wise with this team to extend to 28, 29, 30 feet?
Super important, especially if I'm hitting at that place and people aren't able to help as much. Then it gives more driving lanes for CJ, Bi, Z, and if they're in that nail spot and I'm at the 4-point line, there's no way they'll be able to close out to that. So, just being able to hit from back there is going to be very important.
With so many shot creators on the team as a shooter, you're going into the season like, these are going to be like A looks for me?
Say that one more time?
Just with so many shot creators on the team, as a guy who can really shoot the ball, are you going into this season like, oh, I'm going to get a lot of like A-plus looks?
Yeah, you definitely think about it, but I mean, it's really just like what's going to happen in the offense. Like, just really curious to see how everybody gets used, all the pieces get moved around, and just really excited to put points on the board.
When it comes to putting in the system, offense, defense, how much of it is just a continuation from kind of where y'all left off last year versus maybe we're starting from maybe a step or two back, starting from the foundation?
I mean, a lot of it is the same. I mean, even Coach Willie said in the first practice, he was just like, yeah, you guys are a lot more advanced on day one than I anticipated. So, we got to playing a lot earlier in the second practice because, this team is basically the same team that we were last year, just adding a new player as well, a new player, I guess. But, yeah, that's really it.
And Willie talked on media day about the importance of verbalizing the goals this year, kind of making it known amongst the team. How much are y'all talking about that internally, just what y'all are expecting from yourselves?
It's very important. You got to verbalize and vocalize what you want, try to manifest it. Really big in manifestation, and, it's a very powerful tool. So if you talk about it enough, you'll be able to achieve it.
Thanks, sir.
Thanks, Trey.
man?
Doing good.
My hands get tired, like
I understand.
After watching Big Phil last night, did you go to Amazon and order, like the protective equipment and all that?
Yeah, no, I think McDavid or Under Armour make the rib, like the little compression shirts with the rib pads. I've got those on ready to go for tonight. Same thing with the thigh ones. Basically, I'll look like a catcher. But
Okay.
What were your impressions of him last night?
he looks like Z. Dude hasn't played basketball for 500 some days, so it's not like none of us are sitting here expecting that right away. But shoot, I got to be honest with you, dude looks good, and it's going to take everybody time to adjust to him. It's going to take him time to adjust to everybody, but we're it's hard not to be impressed.
Willie used the word dominated. Did you say that?
Look, I got to be honest with you. I didn't know how much we were letting go, but yeah, dude. Look, I would say dominate is a good word. Dominate is a good word. He didn't even realize it, but in the locker room, talking about it afterwards, I was like, "Did you know, you didn't even miss a shot?" And it was the first time he didn't even realize it until I pointed out. But no, he didn't miss a shot. He looks like the same wrecking ball we all know and love. So. Very pleased, to say the least.
And you've never actually got a chance to play with him, so just seeing him out there with the team, how much does his presence change things?
No, I can't wait. Look, I consider myself a jack of all trades, so if he's dominating on the block, great. If that off opportunity comes where he does miss, perfect. He already drew 2 or 3 guys, so I'll have a free run at the offensive rebound, or say he does need extra spacing, I can provide that for him. So I think we're going to be a really good combo, and I'm just excited to making his job easier.
I think they talked about you dealing with a little bit of camp or something like that. Just how are you feeling, and how close are you to just getting back to where you want to be?
If the first game was today, I'd play in it. If the first game was yesterday, I'd play in it. I feel great. Their training staff is their job to be extra cautious and careful. But if there was a preseason game, if the regular season game, if there was a game today, I'd play in it as many minutes as coach would give me. I feel great.
Appreciate you, brother.
Beautiful. Thanks, guys.
what we got going.
Making Will's head explode.
How was, I know you guys got in some intense 5-on-5 work last night. How was that?
Oh, great. I'm actually really surprised on how advanced, well, at least everyone so connected together. It's like pretty cool. Like it didn't feel like the first day, you know, but it was a good first day, and we're happy to get it done, and now we're moving on from today.
Willie said that Zion dominated last night. How would you describe his performance?
Man, he's being Zion. You know, that's my first time actually seeing him, you know, in uniform and playing. So it didn't look like he'd been out of the game. So I'll tell you that much. So he looking really good. Yeah, that's the answer y'all looking for. It didn't look like he'd been sitting out. So I'm happy for him, and I'm happy for us.
Chemistry-wise, how did he fit in with the rest of the team?
Right in. You know, I think Z is obviously such a special player, but a player that we could adapt to. You know, he doesn't need the ball right away. He's gonna find his way, and you know, he adapted really well. You know, like I said, it looked like he'd been playing with us for a while.
What else has stood out to you in these early practices so far?
Like I said, I think just being together right away. You know, obviously, no really big change in the team, but obviously adding Zion. But I think we look like we're together right away right now. So it's pretty good. That, like I said, to be the first day yesterday was pretty surprising how well connected they was.
What's it like just seeing the attention he gets from the defense and how much that helps the rest of the guys on the court?
I mean, yeah, you've seen it better than me. You know, I mean, we in practice and we trying to figure out how the hell we gonna guard him. But he brings a lot of attention to it. Obviously, he's Zion, like, you know what I mean. But he's gonna help us, and we're gonna try to help him.
Continuity, how much did you guys feel that in terms of the units you were with, how y'all were playing together, just in terms of where you were last year?
I think we just want to win. I think everyone is on the same page with that. I think each 1 through 15 or higher than people in here, everyone want to win. So I think we're on the same page with that, so it makes us go.
Do you feel like you're so more further along than where you were day 1 or day 2 last year just because of how many people are back?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think, you know, it's the same, like I said, almost the same core back, and we know the plays, we know what we want. You know, we got a little taste of the playoffs now. We want to win. I think that's the most important thing of this team. We all want to win.
As a point guard, how much does it help you to just be so familiar with so many guys on the roster?
Easier, you know, it's very easier. You know, I'm very confident in, you know, I learned a lot from last year, and coming in to just be Jose, and you know, I got guys that are gonna make me look really good. So I'm confident in being just a point guard.
It's still early, but how much do you think you and Dyson kind of complement each other when y'all are able to play together in that backcourt?
Good, you know, we both play defense, and we both want to go out and play fast. So it's gonna be fun. You know, we really, you know, it's a little early for that, but when we did, it was fun. You know, I think we commented a lot to each other.
We know you can shoot, but how much more confident are you? So you getting some shots up yesterday. How much more confident are you in that shot?
Confident, super confident. Like I told B, you know, that's one thing I think I want to work on this last year, just be more consistent shooter. But, you know, let's be real. We got Zion back. They're going to leave somebody open. They ain't leaving nobody else open except for me. So they're going to help off me, and I don't want them to help off me. So it makes me look good. It makes my job a little more easier. So I know that going into the season, and I need to make shots. And that's a big thing in my game, so I want to make shots.
Jose, with this being your second now training camp, do you feel like you find yourself talking more, being more of a leader out there, directing traffic and all that?
For sure. You know, they made me be comfortable. Obviously, when I first came in, I was just trying to learn everything out, figure everything out. But now I know. Everybody knows who I am, and I know who they are. So just to be comfortable is pretty cool.
Jose, so I made Leon Dior. You were chosen for their ad with Teddy Sanders. How do you feel about that? How did that come about?
Amazing, man. I seen when I was actually getting treatment, the video came out. It's dope. You know, it was pretty cool doing it. You know, have my parents in anything, especially my mom and dad. Like, had them in anything is pretty cool. To have them and do that, it was amazing. So it was a great feeling.
Thank you, Jose.
Yeah, see ya.
Thank you.